Hey everybody, it's me, Katrina Marie, and I'm here to make sure that you become the very best possible applicant before you click submit. And today's topic is all about how to really stand out in a college application. Okay, it's not what you think. And a lot of people think that there is strategy and that you have to be a certain type of student or a certain type of applicant for people to even look at you. And today I'm going to give you 4 tips on how to become a really spectacular applicant and really stand out in the college application process. But before I get started, I want to tell you a little bit about me. My name is Katrina Marie, and I am an international high school college counselor, and I have helped over thousands of students in the last 15 years apply to the college of their dreams. Okay? And I've helped over 100 different types of nationalities of students apply to different colleges literally all over the world. So in my experience, I've seen dozens of applications, read thousands of essays, helped students press the submit button, you name it. In that experience as well, I've helped their parents along in this journey, because not only is it part of the student's experience, the parents go through it with the student just as much. And as though it is exciting, it can also be somewhat emotional. So I'm there to help mentor the student and the parent go through this college application process. So today, let's get into the topic. It is how to really stand out in a college application. It's not what you think. So the first tip I'm going to discuss with you is don't overthink what classes you are planning to take in high school. Why is that? Well, depending on the college that you're applying to, they're going to look at the context of your high school. They're going to look at the curriculum that's being offered, the classes that are being offered, and no two high schools are identical, okay? No two secondary options are identical. Keep that in mind. It's not what you think that you have to take an AP course or an IB course or be an A-level student or this curriculum over that curriculum. This is something that I see with students, especially in the international world, that are very transient, that have gone to multiple high schools, or they've stuck with the same high school for that matter. Okay, I'm talking for students literally anywhere in the world. You can be in the US, you can be in Canada, you could be in the Middle East, Asia, you name it. These types of kids, they stress out about what subjects, and their parents as well, they stress out about what subjects a student should take. Now, my recommendation is take classes that are going to make you happy. Okay, that you are naturally going to gravitate to, because if you take classes that are going to make you happy, you're naturally going to want to excel in the course. You're going to naturally love the content, the homework, anything additional outside of that. You're going to want to research it and go deeper into that topic and really try to understand it. You're just naturally going to excel regardless. Now, if you're that kind of person that's thinking about pursuing something in humanities with languages, English literature, philosophy, psychology, history, but you're forcing yourself to take an AP chemistry class because you think that that's what the university wants to see, well, I would not always recommend doing something that you're feeling forced to take. Because you're naturally not going to want to do well in the class. You're going to feel some level of resentment. You're going to feel like you don't really want to be there. You don't really want to do that work. It's going to feel like hard work more than enjoyment. Now, if you are that kind of student that wants to challenge yourself because you genuinely like the topic of AP chemistry and you've been doing so well in your sciences, however, and you still want to go into something, the humanities, and you want to show some variety of subjects because you naturally like the sciences as well, and you want to challenge yourself, by all means, go for it. But if you feel like it's just a chore and you just kind of going against every fiber in your being and you don't want to take that AP chemistry class, then don't take it. Okay? Be yourself in this process. Don't force yourself to sit in a class, do the homework, spend hours on end studying for something that you don't even really want to be doing. I'd rather you take that time and energy and focus into something that you do want to be doing. Okay? So let's talk about the next one. Don't over-focus on getting a super high SAT score or any standardized testing scores. And the reason why I want to talk about this is that there are students out there who literally get perfect scores or near perfect scores on the SAT or ACT or any standardized test, and they still don't get in to an Ivy League school. It's not because there's something wrong with them. There's just too many amazing kids applying literally with perfect SAT scores, perfect grades, perfect 4.0 results. Like literally you're just a dime a dozen. Okay, I hate to break the bad news to you, but there are literally carbon copies of that same type of student out there that are applying to the same exact school, same exact program, you name it. So I don't want you to over focus on getting a perfect score. What I want you to focus on is being in a range. Be in a range in the a certain percentile that you want to be in for getting an SAT score, an ACT score, or any type of standardized test that you need to be taking. Don't over focus on getting that perfect score, because that perfect score doesn't always guarantee you getting in. And a lot of schools nowadays with COVID and opportunities of testing sites not operating because of the restrictions and whatnot, a lot of schools are moving away from testing optional or testing flexible. So again, research that, because if you're feeling like you're not an SAT kind of test person, or you just can't afford it, or it's just not something that you feel comfortable with and you've already attempted and you're not happy with your score, then don't submit it. A lot of schools are becoming flexible with this or optional with it, and people feel that they still have to submit it because they feel like they still have to prove themselves in this process, that they're worthy. But to be honest, this test score, this SAT score does not define everything, because you're so much more than this SAT score. Let me tell you that. Okay? So let's get into the next one. Know what the university actually has to offer in detail. Okay? Do your research. I cannot emphasize this step enough. I mean, there are people out there that literally pick a name of a university because it's like a branded university. Well, let me remind you that branded universities are not the only university in the entire universe. There are 28,000 universities worldwide, and you're focusing on a very small, select number of schools because they are a household name. You don't even know anything about them. You just know the name, and that they're prestigious and that they have these large alumni networks and blah, blah, blah. Okay? Let me remind you that these are not the only schools out there. There are many wonderful institutions that offer so many exceptional programs and instruction and opportunities that you may benefit from and even grow and just exceed your own expectations if you just kind of think outside the box and you get to know what universities actually have to offer in detail. Okay, it's so important for you to do your research, understand what classes you're actually going to be taking at the university. Like, read the description of the class, learn like what student organizations you can get involved in, learn about some of the professors and the research they're doing, learn about the internship opportunities, the co-op opportunities, the study abroad opportunities, what's going on around the university campus. I mean, you're not going to be studying 24/7. You're going to want to have a life. You're going to want to just know what to do in your free time. Even though you might have limited free time, you want to do something that's just going to make you happy. Are there parks nearby? Are there activities? Are you going to be able to make friends? I mean, people forget this. People who don't always focus on this when they're looking at applying to a college or university. So again, know what the university has to offer in detail. And then when you know what the university actually can offer you in detail, you can write about it in your application. You'll be able to mirror that. You'll be able to talk about what you can bring to that campus community. Because remember, universities are building campus communities of individual human beings, not people who just have 1600s and they're just a super smarty pants. Yes, those things can be important. I'm not discrediting that. But you are human at the end of the day. Okay, so whether you are an A+ student or getting a 1600 on an SAT score, you also need to have something else to bring to this college campus, to this university experience. And you as a parent may be listening to this, your student can't just be a number. They have to be human. And this is going to bring me to my very last point. Be exceptional at being you. Be exceptional at being you. If you're that kind of person that wants to be entrepreneurial because you have a jewelry business or you do artwork on the side and you want to sell it, do that. That's gonna be more impressive than you focusing and studying hours on end for an SAT. And maybe you might get that perfect score. Maybe. It's not a guarantee. But what's a guarantee is that you are focusing on your passion, you're pursuing it, you're doing something with it, making a difference in other people's lives. That's what's more exceptional. And that's what I love reading when I review essays. That's what I love learning about and having that, wow, I didn't know this about this student. Wow, I didn't even know that this person was up to this in the last 3-4 years that I knew them. This is what I want you to do, is surprise the admission officer, surprise them, teach them something about you that you are passionate about and how you want to bring that forward and how you want to make a difference, not just in your small community or at your school or at the university, but make a bigger impact. And these small seeds that you are planting, you are watering this garden where you're going to have a 6-foot-tall sunflower probably. And if you nurture this seed, if you nurture this talent, this hobby, it's going to grow beyond your wildest dreams. Okay? I want you to focus on 2 to 4 things that you are exceptional at. Okay, that you love doing, that you love investing your time with, versus putting 15 different things on your resume and then on your activities list and filling it out on the application, and you really didn't get much out of those activities. You're just listing them because you think that that's what they want to see. Well, let me tell you, if you did not take away transferable skills, leadership, communication skills, organization skills, event planning skills, if you didn't take things away from this experience, you won't be able to talk about it in the application. You won't be able to show up even better. I mean, I try to encourage my students to get work experience or internships to figure out what they actually really like, because it's still a win-win. If you did an internship at a doctor's office and you realize that you don't have empathy and you don't know how to work with people and you don't know how to think quickly on your feet, and that's not really what you want to do, is be in an emergency room and treat patients, well, you won still. You figured out that you did not like that career path. It's not for you. So now it's time to redirect, figure out what is for you, okay? And it's so important to work with someone who can help you see that, who can help you put that confidence in an application. Now, are you ready to become the very best possible applicant before you click submit? Because with these 4 tips, I guarantee you, if you take these pieces of advice, they will not steer you wrong. You will be successful in the college application process. My name's Katrina Marie, and remember, I'm here to make sure that you become the very best possible applicant before you click submit.